Hello, I'm MPX Toycat, and we now know that 1.17 is going to be revealed in just a few short weeks. Minecon 2020 is going to be happening live over the internet, and at that event they are going to be revealing the next big updates theme for both Bedrock and for Java. This is very exciting for the whole community, and it's caused a bunch of speculation as to what exactly they are going to be revealing, and although we could speculate about this endlessly, I want to do that later in this video too. I wanted to start with the things about what exactly is going to be in this update, what do we know is going to be included in 1.17, and then we can start to expand with the speculations about what might be, because there are a lot of things that you might have forgotten about because of just how long ago they were promised. And so let's dive straight into it, and let's start by saying 1.16 was the biggest update Minecraft has ever seen, and the absolutely huge question in my mind is how do you even follow up from that? And we might get an idea from that by talking about the first thing we know is going to be in this update, because you might recall, in fact it's even in the background, the 1.14 Village and Pillage update. This was the last major update before the Never update, and in this update there were most of the loose ends covered. They improved villages a huge amount, but one of the things that you might have forgotten about is that they added two brand new blocks that didn't do a single thing in this update besides villager trading. One of those was the smithing table, and one of those was the fletching table. They both were promised to be coming in the next major update because they wanted to add them in an update that was more thematic to their theme, and one of the interesting things about this was that the smithing table was indeed given a use in 1.16. It was given the Neverite use, which is arguably one of the most important uses in the game, and that's why the big question was, oh, but the fletching table was kind of left out of that. And yeah, given that at the time they said they wanted to put into 1.60, the next major update, and then they didn't, it clearly seems to me that the fletching table either wasn't a good fit for 1.16 or will be coming with a proper use in 1.17. Something about the fletching table was a better fit for another update than Minecraft has planned, which is most likely the 1.17 update, given the timing of when it came out, etc. And that tells us that one of the most likely features is the fletching table itself. Something about arrows, something about the customization of them or the creation of them that can't just be done with a crafting table is going to be coming in this update, or likely at least, because again the feature was delayed from 1.16, which makes it very common for this. And the other big features are the ones, in fact it's interesting because we know that 1.17 is going to be coming alongside a mob vote. We'd assume that we're voting for a mob for 1.17, but that seems a bit misleading because last year there was a biome vote at Minecon 2019, or Minecon Earth Live, Minecraft, the big event where they show off the updates that changes name every year. So at this big event last year, there was a choice in the community to pick between 3 biomes to be the next big kind of update, thing, to have 3 features come into the next kind of big update was how they kind of build it. We would vote on how the game would be going in the future, and we as the community voted for mountains. And what that meant is we were voting for goats as a brand new mob. It meant we were voting for snowiest snow, as well as a brand new mountain generation. And the interesting thing about that is these features, which you might be like, oh yeah, so they voted on last year, they must be in the hands of players by now, right? I mean, they did a democracy, it's only 3 features, they deliberately kept it very small, so they could implement it probably in the next update, or actually 1.15 wasn't out too long off that. It must have been the next update, right? And no, you would be wrong if you assumed that it took less than a year to add 3 features to the game, because to this day, we still haven't seen the mountains, we haven't seen the goats, or the snowiest snow. This to me implies that and we knew that they weren't going to be in 1.15, but the fact that they weren't even considered for 1.16 is very shocking. This either tells us that the 3 features that the community voted on are the least important, are at the bottom of the pile, or it tells us that they're going to be a better fit for the 1.17 theme. And then that brings us, so we know that those 3 features are most likely going to be 1.17, because again, it's almost impossible to imagine them telling us that we should vote on a brand new mob, let alone the 3 other mobs, which they always say are going to be coming into the game. We're going to be voting on something brand new without even having our previous result in the game, so they're probably going to have to show off like, hey, don't worry, mountains are coming, and then move on to this next thing, which means we know 2 major sets of features. We know the fletching table is going to be in 1.17, we know that the mountains, the goats, and the snowiest snow are going to be in this update, and then the question is, what links these 2 things together? So what is the 1.17 update theme going to be? What else do we know? And obviously this is speculation town, but one thing that isn't is the fact that Jeb has repeatedly said that when they are, making updates right now, they want to focus on revamping entire aspects of Minecraft. Many huge parts of Minecraft were kind of designed as an afterthought, just in literally 1 week of update many years ago, and they want to revamp it kind of like they're building it from scratch. That's what they did with the oceans in 1.13, that's what they did with the Village and Pillage update in 1.14, and the Nether, which by the way, again, literally built in the course of a week for a Secrets Friday update, was revamped with the last update. This is their genuine strategy, their genuine theming, with very few exceptions. The Buzzy Bees is the closest one we can think of. They want to add, existing features in a revamped way, more than they want to add a brand new set of features, because Jeb has even said that there's no point adding a new dimension until all the dimensions are fixed. So one great example might be an end update. We're having all these overworld updates, we've had a never update, why not have an entire end update to make the end islands more exciting? I mean, we did a challenge recently where we survived in the end islands, and it's kind of dry and bland there. Maybe they could fix that in a future update, or maybe that's intentional. But the point is, they could do an end update, but there are many other huge themes of Minecraft that could obviously do with an update. And the ones that come to my mind most immediately, we'll avoid those ones under the ground for now, and say like, oh yeah, so there's the end update. That'd make a lot of sense. You could take any individual biome, like, oh yeah, why is the desert a kind of boring biome? You could make a desert update, or you could take it an entirely different way and be like, oh yeah, the whole brewing system in Minecraft right now, it has so much potential, but you only really make a few potions that aren't even that essential most of the time. Why not have a potion update? So entire magic update, you could call it that way. There's lots of different ways they could revamp the game, but I feel like one of them that makes the most sense could obviously be a cave update. And my logic here, again, this is now purely in speculation town. We've gone through the facts, we've gone through the kind of the mythos, the things that have been said by the developers that obviously they could change their mind on. And now let's move into this the part of the video where we talk about things that are obviously in the realm of what we want, but would make a lot of sense, because the cave update, it shocks people to know, is the most requested feature in all of Minecraft history if you only count the forums that they use. So obviously when you upvote something on Reddit, or you like a Twitter thread, or a YouTube video like this one, Mojang should be taking that into account, but they would prefer you do it on their own site. It's called feedback.minecraft.net, and on that site they're like, oh yeah, but we'll moderate things, we can remove submissions if we don't really like them. But Caves Update, which has been submitted so many times, is the most upvoted thing by a country mile. The Minecraft community, not just in terms of YouTubers like me, I've been saying this for years, a bunch of YouTubers have jumped on that, not just in terms of the Reddits like r/Minecraft, but also in terms of the Feedback Minecraft site. Any place where there is feedback to give an idea for the next update, it is a cave update. And given that right now we're at a time where Minecraft could really do with that big public relations push, I mean, it's been going off for a few years and we haven't really seen too much come of it, it would just make a lot of sense to me that the Caves update is a logical way to be like, hey, we did the thing the community finally wanted. It's almost the most hype thing they could do. I mean, the Never update was a huge one that really brought all people back. I feel like the caves are really in need of an update. So the question therefore is like, okay, so if we see a cave update, which I think, by the way, is not guaranteed. A lot of people are saying it's 100%. I don't think it's the most likely event overall. I don't even think that it's like close guarantee, but I think it might be the most likely individual option, because all of the other choices they have, they could make an entire update just about mountains. They could make an entire update about the end or about potions, or they could take an entirely new dimension and ignore their previous record, as they've done a few times. There are all of these different possibilities, of course, but I think it's also entirely possible that they just decide to go with the most requested one for the community, because they can take a cave update wherever they want. Think about it, right? A cave update seems like it's this unreasonable, community request sometimes, like it's just so many people asking for the same thing. Who wants to do something that the community asks for? And ignoring that that's a big part of how business works, you can also just say that like, oh yeah, the cave update can be taken in pretty much any way you want. And most people, because when they think of cave update, they think these images that have come from a few people kind of synthesizing their own caves. Like, would it be cool if we had slimy caves? What if we had stalactites and stalactites, stalagmites and stalagmites? What if we had mushroom caves where there were just giant mushrooms growing underground? Those would look super, super cool, right? And they totally would. But honestly, cave update, adding new stuff like that is not just an opportunity to add these sorts of caves. It's an opportunity to add any new ore to the game. It's an opportunity to add any new biome to the game, because underground biomes is something we really seriously need. So what if you just added one entirely new biome, or perhaps several brand new biomes like they did for the Never update? We could take 4 or 5 brand new underground only biomes, so you wouldn't know you found them just from looking at the surface, or maybe there'd be hints that you did, but you'd only know you're in these brand new biomes when you go under the surface. The reason this is such genius is because right now, when Minecraft adds a new biome, they always add it as a variation of an existing biome. There are a lot of these biomes in Minecraft Minecraft, and it's very hard for a new player to experience some of them, especially the rare ones like the Mushroom Islands, because of how many thousands of blocks you might have to travel in the average world. What if there were brand new places you could explore by hopping into the Nether for the Nether update, for instance, going under the waters in the Ocean Update Aquatic, for instance, or the other kind of huge area of Minecraft that's very samey right now? What if going underground wasn't the exact same experience with the exact same, 7 ores, with the exact same everything all across the world? What if there was variation? We've seen very minor hints towards this with like, oh yeah, when you go underneath an extreme hill, you find more emerald. When you go underneath a mesa, you find more gold. What if there were more hints like that and entire biomes for you to find? What if you were scared of going below a swamp because you might find different mobs when you went down there? What if you could find those mushroom caves below there? What if there were, just nether pockets in the overworld, except, wait a minute, that's not a cave update feature. That is something that came in the Nether update. The ruin portals do spawn randomly underground and make the underground more exciting. I'm sure this is something that Jeb and the entire Minecraft team have thought about a bunch, but it's something I wanted to mention in today's video because it's not just a fun and real possibility in its own right, it's also the only way that those previous features really can tie in together. How do you tie in the fletching table and the mountains into one cohesive, seamless update? And I would say the only thing that makes sense there is the cave update, because you can use it for like, okay, so fletching, you can make a new arrow type that comes from a brand new ore or something, or you could go with an entirely different type of arrow that makes sense to tie into anything you can find in a cave. And with the mountains, it's like, oh yeah, how do you make mountain generation more interesting? What if there were different caves below the surface? What if the snowiest snow was something that could hide some of those caves? It really does make sense with everything besides the goat feature, which is just, oh yeah, add a goat to some mountains, make sure they have a real use, kind of like donkeys, and then you can call it a day. All I'm saying here is that the cave update is obviously it's what I have in my heart and what I will die to see at no lengths. But if we're being realistic and not just talking about our dreams, I think that some form of update which revolutionizes an entire part of Minecraft has to come out, and it needs to kind of tie those features in while also being a big brand new update. Minecraft does not want to ruin their streak of amazing updates which have really made people go from, oh yeah, Minecraft updates, they're kind of pointless, I don't really understand them right now, to going back to the system of like, these are cool updates, they're cool updates coming out on both platforms at once, and they're updates that make you want to come back to Minecraft, because Minecraft has 200 million players. Even though 100 million of those log in every single month, that still means Minecraft has 100 million dead players, people who own the game, who have a way to play the game, but haven't played in the last month, and that is the collection of players they need to get back. And how better than with an update that can entirely change a part of the game, perhaps like one of the most boring parts of the game that's been mostly the same since 2011. That's right, cave update propaganda, hiding in your 1.17 video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful to you in some way. If it was, please like the video and let me know. It helps out the channel and lets me know you do like these sorts of videos. I would love to talk some more about this, because the interesting thing is we're going to be seeing some little teasers before Minecon. We know Minecon is on October the 3rd, of course. We're going to be seeing some teasers before then for the brand new mobs that we might be voting on. That is something I'm very excited for. And if there's anything else you'd like me to talk about, if you've got any questions about 1.17, please leave them in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do some form of Q&A Saturday. Also, just in case you're curious, I know it's a Monday, this is usually Let's Play Monday, but I am still in a situation where, again, for a variety of reasons, I can just blame on Labor Day weekend. What even is Labor Day weekend? I'm not going to complain again, but just because of that, I don't have a capture set up right now. I'm going to get one today, but it won't be in time to record a Let's Play for tonight. So tomorrow or the day after, there will be a Let's Play, because tomorrow is Minecraft Dungeons DLC game. Is that going to lure people back into the game, or is Minecraft Dungeons going to be a fail? Because Minecraft Dungeons is something else we're going to be seeing at Minecon 2020. It's a whole thing. Let's talk for now and just say thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, because I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.